live. What is going on, everybody? It is myself, Trout, joined by Dallas. We are here for the first episode ever of a hashtag one shot, the CODZA's very own, a little bit of a podcast we got thrown together here. Here's your first look of what it looks like with the overlays and everything in action. I think it looks pretty clean. What are you feeling, Mr. Dallas? And thank you for joining me.
Yeah. No problem. It looks absolutely awesome. When we got together just deciding on what to call this and whatever, I didn't think we're going to have such good graphics though. So whoever designed it, hats off to him.
Oh, exactly. So the man who did design it, his name is Julian. You guys can go check him out. He is on Twitter. He does a fantastic job. Anyway, so he threw this together for us, and I suppose any place where we'd like to start is thank you for the subscription. That's a good one. But also thank you very much for everyone to tune in. Like it wouldn't be possible with you guys and all the feedback that you guys wanted. And this is something that you guys have been asking for a while. But as most things South African, it has a unique name. I mean, this is probably the most said phrase in South Africa, I'd say, in terms of COD, like competitively. He's one shot. So how did we come up with the name, man?
Well, it's weird. Like you said, everyone says one shot, and some people just lie about it. Like mostly me. He's not even weak. I'll say he's one shot.
That is the facts.
And then people will be shouting at me. But I don't know. We discussed the name back and forth. I gave you some examples. Maybe didn't like this one, like this one, and then I had a chat with Sheldon. And I said, listen here, I need a very generic name for a Call of Duty podcast. Like the Flank, we need something that is built into COD. And he came up with one shot. So I said, listen here, that's actually a very good idea. Let me run it by Trout, and you liked it, and basically here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a crime not to call it something as, I wouldn't say generic. I don't like the term generic. I think that it is actually unique because the flank is great and the rotation is also fantastic in terms of podcasts, but one shot, come on, man. That is like the key phrase in South Africa. It's literally unbelievable, man. But so chat, what are your first impressions? What are you guys thinking? Graphics, audio? I want to make sure about the audio. This is important, guys. How are we sounding? Is Dallas loud enough? Are we, am I loud enough? Do I sound clear? Does he sound clear? Just give us a little bit of feedback, and then we will moving on. We have a bit of a script to go through here, have a couple of good points to talk to, and of course, what everyone's waiting for, we're going to be rating some players in a tier list.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's basically waiting for. I did something like this more or less many years ago, and had guests on, and just talking about guests, episode number 2, we will be having a guest on, and that's why you have those webcam orders right there for guests to come on. So we have that ready for next time. But yeah, I can imagine people are just waiting to get into, who was the best, I'm better than this guy, Absolutely. Where's the rankings and all that.
Well, I mean, for sure. But also, speaking of guests, guys, I'm going to pull some strings where I can, and I'm very, very much looking forward to getting some of the bigger names. I'm going to reach out to Barry, the head of Metal State, and of course Holden. Those would be some good ones, because obviously you guys want to talk to the TOs. Let's see if we can get some international reps as well. And of course the top players, man. Not next week. We'll talk about the schedule of what to expect. Yo, Coach, thank you for that sub there, man. 7 months in a row. And of course it was Rise a bit earlier. You guys are literal legends. Thanks for the support. And it's going to be fantastic. First week on mine. The next one will be on Dallas, and then we're just going to go backwards and forwards in terms of where you'll be able to find this podcast. And of course, it will be going up on the YouTube as well. We can both put it up on both of our YouTube channels, and it'll be readily available at all times. Anyways, going back to what I wanted to say, the top players, you guys better be looking out, because we're going to be getting involved here. And I'm really looking to try and squeeze a little bit of information out of the TOs and everything like that on this podcast, because we're looking to make this more constant. I mean, look at the time and effort we put into real graphics. What more can we expect? Guys, any feedback on the audio? Is everything sharp? Say nothing if it is.
This is real time, so that must come through. That has to come through.
Quick. I got no stream delay on. Oh, also, more things to come for for one shot that we're going to be playing. Audio is good. Okay, fantastic.
There we go. Thank you.
We're going to be looking at starting a Discord so that we can do. Thank you, Butters, for that subscription there, man. Thanks, guys. You guys are legends. Hype train is in. Love it. Okay, listen. Before we get too distracted with the support, because that wouldn't be possible without you guys, we're looking at getting a Discord channel so you guys can submit clips, almost like a subreddit. I just don't like Reddit very much, don't know how to use it, but a Discord for clips, a place for everyone to chill. That'll probably be, we can work with the CODZA Intel and sort of make that the hub for everything tournament related stats. We're going to try and track them through there. We got our eyes set, or our target set very, very high for this, and I think that the first episode, there's over 30 of you guys here on a Monday night at 7 o'clock. It's a good start, if we're being honest.
And with load shedding being out
Absolutely.
there, like we wanted to do this episode a couple of weeks ago, just after the beta, to be honest, but load shedding got the better of us, like it is with all of you out there. Trout's even running a generator.
Yeah, well, not only a generator, we've just forked out 150,000 Rand for a solar system so that ESCOM can be a thing of the past, but I mean, not everyone has availability. Thanks for all the subs, guys. You guys are going hard. Love it. Literal legends. Don't worry, you guys better go. This is important. You guys better go follow Delray right now. Delis ZA. He's on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. You know where to find him, because we are co-casters and it wouldn't be possible without him. And there's brilliant ideas for the name, man. I'm not even going to take credit for the name. He came up with it and pitched it to us. It was a good time. Yeah, so you guys are literal legends. Thank you very much for the support. Okay, moving on to the first segment that I'd like to sort of talk about a little bit here. What do you think about sort of like the previous season and the fact that there were no lands, or how the tournaments went in general?
Well, from the South African point of view, and obviously this is only the South African point of view, lands yet again nowhere. And obviously it's a big thank you to COVID. So I don't know when we will hit back with a LAN. I know a lot of chats at the beginning of this year was there about a Nixa LAN. So there was something about a GHC LAN at the beginning of the year as well. So a lot of talk, but unfortunately it didn't back it up with a LAN, but online tournaments were there. And then I must say that some of these online tournaments was actually really nice ran, and the prize pool was quite good.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree more. We've had some serious sponsors look into the system, most recently with ACGL. That brings me to another caveat. You guys better go sign up for that throwback tournament. There's 5K up on the line there, and that'll just put more and more support for maybe something at the end of the year at Rage or anything along those lines. But like you said, online tournaments were certainly there. It was a bit of a struggle for signups a lot of the time, especially towards the end of the season with that Nixa Ultimate Series. Of course, that one was a bit of a slow going. It started off really hot, but from there it slowed down. Yeah, there you go. Eddie threw the link in there. You guys better go sign up. That's like actually key. But yeah, like you said, they were certainly there, and there were a bit of iffy points when it came to some of the adminning with a few of the tournaments, and there was obviously the whole debacle with ACCL coming in, and then they all sort of like melted down. So, I mean, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but overall, good or bad?
Yeah, I would say on the good side. Obviously, having tournaments is the biggest thing. Even if it's for a grand year or there's something happening and there's some way to play. But just to let everyone, if you think back for the new viewers or for the new people that joined CODZA recently, is back in the day when it was LANs, we had 28 teams of 4.
Oh, right? Yeah, no.
That's a shit ton of teams. Now we are looking, I had a chat with Lithium earlier this week or last week about the signups at the beginning of this year was just as good as having a LAN, 28, 32 teams, 34 teams.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. But with the season going on and prolonging, and your GHCs or your IAs take over, your Spartans, your Nixa, and all those people keep winning and winning, and those other people fall out. They like, I'm not going to win this tournament. I'm probably going to my bracket is probably going to be against GHC first or Nixa first. What's the point of even playing? So we have to come together somehow in some way to get all those people playing and not just lose them throughout the season.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, consistency. It's a big thing that I suppose most esports in South Africa struggles with. Siege is a prime example. They start off really hot at the start of new season, and then they just fizzle out properly. Like, it's so sad. Anyways, COD is going in that same direction. I have a lot of faith for Modern Warfare 2. I saw a lot of memes about it, specifically Lithium bringing things up like, wow, lands and stuff are going to be lit for the next season if we're getting two sign-ups for Modern Warfare 2019. But on that note, I think that there's a lot of things to look forward to. A couple of the things that have been confirmed by the CDL itself is the fact that the entire season is moving early. We're starting with our kickoff season in this, like the second to the 4th of December for the first major, and it's going to be a pro-am. So, I mean, everything that way looks like they will be favoring a little bit more of the comp than we've had in the past, which is exactly what we need, and that's what we're aiming at. But that's needless to say about South Africa as well.
Yeah, well, that's what we asked for, or all the pros asked for, is for the game to start earlier. Like, we've played 3-4 months, and then we play our first tournament, and that's a hell of a long time to wait. I'm just going to use Halo as an example. They played a tournament, played 5 months. They have a 5-month break where it literally breaks the game. The viewership falls down. No one cares anymore. No one hears about Halo, and then it picks up again. And I hope Call of Duty never goes that route, but I love that they start earlier. We're going to get the game modes earlier. We'll have the maps earlier. We'll have the GAs earlier, so we can start with our comp in Zero earlier.
Exactly. So, I mean, that opens up the door for big potential tournaments at the end of the year, as opposed to having to wait to like February when we see how the pros hash it out a little bit, and then we decide how we're going to start to structure things. And I think that's something we can look forward to. And the fact that we have a 2-year game cycle, look, I'm on the fence on that, because we'll talk about the beta in a little bit, but specifically the beta put me on the fence with the whole 2-year cycle. It could make it either great or not, but we'll just have to see how that goes. But anyways, talking about competitions and tournaments, and there's no better time than to talk about Vanguard itself. Do you think at all that might have had an effect on the signups and the way people play COD and their opinion on it? What was your overall thoughts on Vanguard?
Always at the beginning of COD, your signups will look good. Everyone, it's a new game. People are getting used to it. They're loving it. It's something new. But I think I can speak in behalf of 90% of the community that can tell you, I think Vanguard was one of the worst, I'm going to use Sheldon's word, dog shit Call of Duty games that has been produced the last 5 years. I can even go more. It's BS. Flight cancelling is ridiculous. The maps was shit.
Only Tuscan I'll stand up for. And even then,
only Tuscan I can maybe stand for. But the spawning system we had problems with. The guns, we only had the MP40, and obviously the one tournament we had that, what you call it again, with your beautiful English there, Trout. That stromgeweer.
Oh,
what you call it?
Stromgeweer.
Yes, that one. So that was even an effect. And you have your ARs, or your one AR. So I just didn't like the Call of Duty. I think I basically say is this Call of Duty catered for the shitters. The shitters got better.
I think that a big issue that we had, and it started to show its head quite properly in Modern Warfare 2019, is that skill gap started like getting a lot smaller. If you when they started favoring things, like even at the release of the game, when they favor players that are like sort of, in my opinion, shouldn't be favored. They really play quite cuckly and they like hold corners, everything like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that skill gap being so small allowed players to look really good, and I think that might skew stats and everything like that. And this was a very, very easy game for people to completely kill whore. I don't know, if you learned how to sort of wheedle your way into the back of the spawns, you could find 3-4 pieces just because they were spawning around you and they couldn't really get to their feet before you took them out. So I agree. Look, in my opinion, I think Vanguard is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, Call of Duty in the last 3 years. I think Modern Warfare 2019 at release was definitely worse, but it was still... Yes. They still try to fix it. It felt like Vanguard never got to the point where they really try to fix it, if that makes sense, especially not in competitive. And that was that was pretty cuck.
I can just mention one thing. As a cardcaster, How many problems did we have disconnecting and going back in? And
But that's
we could. That's like, come on.
Yeah, like customs in general. It was just really awful. Like the game wouldn't start, Codcaster would glitch out, and the whole. Look, this is something small, but it's significant for us casters. Like the fact that the teams are mirrored in the game to what they are in the lobby to when they're in the actual game. That's something irritating that shouldn't be there. It's not a difficult fix. You just have to get the layout correct, but they don't put time into that. A prime example is even now with the beta, they had this huge backlash about not having red dot pings on the radar when people shoot. And then they came out, Infinity Ward was like, we're not going to change that, like, because there's some secret stat that they have somewhere that allows the shitters to actually do well. And I think that's a huge joke. I think it's actually disrespect to the people that are actually true fans of the franchise. But anyways, that's a talk for another time. We'll get to the beta, like we said. Right, so consensus on Vanguard was dog shit, said Sheldon, and it looks like the whole community agrees at this point. And we need another Cold War. I agree, man. I think Cold War wasn't bad compared to this one.
I think Cold War was really, really good. You had to have skill, you had to have teamwork, and where I think the biggest lack was for Vanguard was teamwork.
Except for
this
SMU.
game catered. Oh yeah. Well, this game just catered for someone making a dumb play, and it worked out. So, yeah, I'm just happy we're done with this, and I can't wait for the next card.
Yeah, but I agree. Anyways, okay, so now that we have the consensus that it's a trash-ass game, what are your thoughts and opinions and views, insights on the major tournaments that we had? So obviously walk us through what they were and what you're thinking of them.
Well, we started off, our first tournament was am I wrong by saying it was a GHC tournament?
GHC was our kickoff tournament, yes. I would agree that
so
GHC...
So GHC was a kickoff tournament, and it was GHC that obviously, I think they've won that one. Right in the beginning of the year, just correct me if I was wrong, but I can still remember Nixa played GHC right in the beginning of the year, and it was a small tournament, but Nixa got one over on them.
It was the one,
and I can remember them speaking about it.
Yeah, so it was the GHC tournaments that sort of lit the fire, and then it rolled off, and then it was the medal state, and it wasn't so small, but it was the medal state qualifiers where Nixa won, and then knocked out GHC at the time all the way down to, I think they finished 6th in the medal state tournament. That was the one where I went up and cast in Joburg, and it was a huge jaw. But like you said, so we had we had GHC to start us off with, and that, in terms of admin, I must admit that they really did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
That ran smoothly.
I literally think they did the best out of all the. They're not even a TO, ladies and gentlemen. They are, and I'm going to use this example. It's because they had someone like Lithium that has been in the scene from the start, and they had someone like Kov's Rob from the start helping them, going down the right direction. They wanted bracket play. They don't want it stretched out, and that's the one thing that pissed me off this whole year. Is that everyone wanted to stretch out these tournaments, have a game on Monday, then a game on Thursday, and then next week Monday again, then next week Thursday again. Back in the day, it worked the best. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday groups, Saturday is your bracket play, and Sunday is your grand final. It worked perfect because now, like, everyone's getting older. You're not those kids anymore that can make time when you want to and sit in front of your PC or your PlayStation. Now you can just book off a whole weekend and get it done.
No, I agree.
So play the tournament.
But I agree. I think in terms of what the community wants in tournaments, one and done's a good 2Ks over the weekend, one big pot for prize pool, or maybe even 3 or 4 2Ks for a chance to qualify at the big one, like what was supposed to happen with the Nixa Ultimate Series. But of course the signups just fell through, guys. Like, that's what makes it really, really, really tough with the whole TOs want to do their best. They look at the sponsors, and then they have a proposal to the sponsors. They get insane signups off the start. I mean, like, people get in there like 30, 40 teams, and then the next one, it's just straight down. And then what do you mean? Like, how do you go back to the sponsor and say, listen, guys, you need to hire some money, but we can't promise signups or promise you numbers? And I think that's a big thing. But then moving along, we obviously had the medal state, and I actually think it was Viben who closed that out, right? It was Viben who won that one. In the end.
No, it was actually Spartan.
Spartan, my bad. Spartan.
No, well, yeah, controversy on that. Like, obviously, don't take it away from Spartan, please don't. But yeah, that's where Nixa got shafted. Yeah, they got shafted off
I think I'm going to be honest here. This is a hot take. I love you guys at Nixa. I'm part of the org, but you guys are going to take that with a bucket of salt. You guys delayed really long, and it is a live production, and there was a grace period, and they did warn you. So I think that I got to get this out of the way off the start. I got to get this off my chest. CODZA, you guys need to stop whining. You got to be a little bit more grateful for what you got. There's a lot of effort that goes into tournaments, and if you don't bring your side and then just throw your toys out the cot when things don't go exactly the way you want it, and you don't have the ability to bend a little bit, then it's just got to be like that. You know, I suppose it was a good example to show that TOs should stick to the rule set. They're there for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with Medal State, but on the other side, I would have been as pissed as Nixa, as Nixa was, right? Obviously it was wrong from them to go on social media, come onto the stream and tell everyone there, fuck you here and fuck you there. But yeah, I would have been as pissed off as them. But well, it was a good tournament nevertheless from Medal State, other than that one hiccup. And then after that tournament, we had a longish break before we had another tournament from, was it GHC or it was another GHC tournament, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, there were two GHC tournaments in the year. So it was the Medal State one and then another GHC. And the GHC, obviously, things sort of fell apart there, and Lithium and the guys were no longer a part of that org. And then they sort of snowballed into August for a bit. And then the next tournament after that was the Nexus stuff, right? The ACCL Ultimate Series.
Yeah. So then that came along, and that was also, but that was also in the midst of like load shedding coming back, and everyone then can't play and then can play, and then the lobbies, like we spoke earlier, kicked us out, and we couldn't really get them to play. But regarding ACCL, I think they are completely out of the picture now. I think the guy picked up and ran away. I know a lot of people was asking about money here and money there, but that's not something for me to discuss. But so ACCL is out of the picture, but they also did quite a good. It's because yet again they've got players behind them telling them, listen here, this works, and this works, and they listened. Right, if you have those, like, for ACGL as well. Obviously, Nick has been around for, that guy's a fossil. He's been here forever. Right,
yeah, facts. You heard it here first.
He has an idea of how things need to be run, but he's also been like out of the COD scene for quite a while. Yes, he's here, but he's also not here. And like getting someone in like Lithium, like a Heroes, like a Java, just have a little chat. Maybe this works, Nick. Maybe that doesn't work. And then they can bounce off each other and get the best, tournament together. Not this long ass tournaments, but I get it that there was load shedding, and that's why it was so long. So I do get it. So take it with a pinch of salt.
Everything with a pinch of salt when you live in South Africa, that's true. But yeah, then we moved on to the Ultimate Series from Nixa and ACCL as well, and that sort of also fizzled out because of the whole no signups. And I think that's a big thing that's the one thing that we've got to reiterate here, guys. And this is why we're trying to get the podcast together, and we try to get as much engagement. The bigger we can get this community, and the more consistent we can get the community, and we're going to have to, because it's a 2-year game. You cannot throw your hands up in the air anymore and be like, I'll just wait for the next card, like half the community does when they don't like it. So I think that's going to have to be a big thing.
Yeah, it all comes down to obviously the passion to play Call of Duty and to compete, because I would not be playing Call of Duty if there wasn't something to compete for. Not as a player, but for me as a coach, helping the team grow. And then obviously a ranked play that keeps me playing and keeps me improving. And maybe I see a different play. And that's how I go back as a coach and help my team, saying maybe this works, maybe that doesn't work. So we just need to obviously get a team together and stick together, because other than the top 4-5 teams, it's swap and change every single week.
Yeah, but that's the big thing, right? So we'll get into that when we rate the top four. Well, the top 4 teams and the MVPs. But yeah, carrying on with the tournaments, we went into the ACGL Community Clash, right? C3ZA. Look, I love ACGL. That was a fantastic tournament. Got messed around completely by load shedding, and it sort of delayed finals and group plays and everything like that. And I understand why it's all sort of like a snowball effect with everything esports related when it comes to load shedding. Even now, I mean, like it is the fact that there are 38 of you in here is a miracle, if I'm being honest. Like genuinely, it's really great. That just shows that there is a passion. And there's another thing: viewership in South Africa, I'd say first would have to be CSGO, and it will be that way for a long time. I don't think we'll ever catch them. But then second, I'd say it's COD. I think that COD pulls the views, man. Apex does all right, but first-person shooters-wise, I'd say it's CSGO and then COD. People love watching COD, man. It's just it's the game.
I have to say, a lot of people outside of CODZA keeps trash talking COD's numbers, and even the TOs. If I ask them, why don't you host this and maybe try to do this to say your viewership ain't really good? I'm like, dude, I don't know if you've been watching, but I really do think that CODZA's viewership is up there.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's not a CSGO, but it's up there regarding first-person shooters, and obviously we get on my stream, I think the most I got to was like 187, 186. I saw you on 200 and something.
I peaked at the highest I ever had this year was 500. That was what I peaked at. The one stream we had 500.
Exactly my point. So if you see something like that, like obviously there's something going on, right?
100%.
That's not 500 bots just joining. You know, people want to see action, and those people watching is majority of the people playing.
No, exactly, and that's the thing. The nice thing about COD is like it's a full circle, right? The people come to watch to see how the other teams are playing. It's not like Apex where the players will be in the stream and watch the battle royale sort of thing. But it's not as easy as like actually watching the teams in a CODcaster sense. So that's another thing in terms of CODcasting and actual in-game development for a spectator. I would have to say that COD is the best out of the FPSs that are big in the country. I don't know if you've done any CSGO casting. I've done it a little bit recently, but the CODcaster system is difficult compared to ours. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, there's way more to do and way more angles to watch and way more statistics to see on the screen. Obviously, I think COD, keeping it as simple as possible. You know, we're not all as smart as the CSGO people, but I like the way we are. We just need to fix the stuff that we're using. And I'm going to use Common as an example here with where he says Rob had 200 viewers on his own stream as well. Where that's good and all, but what I like to do is I like to get everyone central, right? Because when sponsors approach, they're not going to say, okay, 200 here, 300 there, 400 there. They want to see one stream, the main stream, how many viewers they are. So what I love people to do, I wish people do it more, is just go to your Twitch when the main channel is live and host that main stream. If it's Trout, everyone, the whole CODZA hosts Trout. They know if they click on Covs or Lithium's or whoever's channel, it goes to Trout stream, and they can find maybe Rob's playing there and they can watch him.
Exactly.
So I like everyone being central.
There's one way in other words, there's a way that it's interconnected that you can always find the action, no matter who's live. Where if there is somebody live, you'll be able to find it from the other sort of streamers in the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely.
All right, so and then we close things off with we've got a couple of flashback tournaments. Those we're not really going to cover those because they've been like completely messed up with load shedding, everything like that. I will say that there is still one of the last flashback before we will be seeing Modern Warfare 2. So please, everyone, go sign up. Eddie, if you can throw that link in there again, if you guys are new, there's 39 of you, please just go sign up. If you guys can get me the dates, I'm calling it right now. Del Rey and I will start a team, and we'll be the casters of COD, and then I'll enter if we can get another 2.
I'm getting my team involved. I'm gonna try and get Viben to come play. So I don't know the dates yet. So I'll try and get a team together and then play.
Yeah, I'm keen to get involved. Anyways, so that's Modern Warfare 2019. We'll be looking at that at another time. Well, actually, no, I can't play. Sorry, guys. If you're watching, I won't be playing. I am affiliated there. I will not be playing. But yeah, Del Rey can absolutely play, and you guys, he's also got it on the sticks. Moving away from the major tournaments and how the season as a whole, I think that it's been up and down, and there's a lot to build off of, and I think we'll touch on that towards the end. Let's start with this. Who would you say are the top 4 teams, and then we'll talk about the MVPs from each team.
Top 4. I have to go with August. I don't know what name they want to go off. Was it GHC at the beginning? Is it IA? Was it Astro at a point, I think?
Astro
or is
EU.
it August? Yeah. So you probably have to put them first, right? They've won majority of the tournaments, and they've got really good players. So them definitely for my number 1 spot. Then, dude, all the other teams
The next
won
3 are
one
like,
tournament.
like all sort
They
of
all
interchangeable.
won one tournament. Yeah, so they all won one tournament. If I'm going to go off consistency, you probably have to put Nixa there, right?
A second, I would agree.
Yeah, they've been consistent. But no, wait. They have not won a tournament this year.
They did. They won the one where they beat GigaHub. That was the one they won.
What tournament was that? Right, that
It
was
might
like
have been
the first tournament of the year, right?
I'm pretty sure it was the second GHC one. Convinced.
Okay. Sheldon is saying nah.
Nah for what?
Nah, what?
Can someone
Okay, 'cause
confirm?
as far as I have it, I don't think they've Max won.
Max and okay.
Yeah. So as far as I have it, Nixa has not won a tournament. So I'll change that then and go August, Spartan. Max's team was really good, dude. That fucking team slayed the shit out of a tournament. That GHC second tournament. So I'll put Max in them. I'll put Viben, and then I'll put that Nixa team. Viben's team with Vitals, Sheldon, Java, and Enigma was really good as well. I think they stood a really good chance on winning as well. But yeah, just for Nixa not winning the tournament, I'll move them down. But if they did, they were consistent as hell.
Absolutely. And I think that this is sort of a weird situation in terms of COD in South Africa with the top 4 teams. Do you think that there's a little bit of the classic Optic vibes where Nixa could be the top team if they maybe were as committed as August? And I think this is important to note. I think that the reason why August, GHC, whatever you want to call them, they're now under Dogs of War, they were so consistent and they put in the time, right? It's not like they had the top gunny and then they would just relied on talent. That team literally used to put in the time, and I suppose that's why they were on top every tournament, bar maybe 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll speak more on that, and I'll break this year up in 2 seasons. In the beginning of this year, everyone was on their grind. Everyone was playing daily. Everyone was scrimming daily until the Metal State tournament where Spartan won that one. Up until that point, everyone was grinding, and everything was very close. You couldn't tell who's winning, right? It was either the GHCIA or whatever. It was either them, it was either Nixa, it was either Spartan or Viben, right? So it was always so close, and Max's team. So it was also so close. But after that midway team, where most of the teams then had studies. I know my team, Mickey, Frosty, Beats, they all studied. So my team barely played after that. So with Viben as well, their players were working. So I think that at that point, August literally shot up and they took over. And no one came close. It was 250 clubs and, even less than that. So at that point, it was just all lithium in his squad.
Oh yeah, I agree. So now we've discussed who we think the top 4 teams are. Obviously, chat, you guys can disagree. Thank you for that subscription there, Batman. But yeah, if you guys can disagree, we've got it as August, GHC, IA, and Astra, Dogs of War.
And Dogs of War.
That's all one team, if you're wondering. So yeah.
Please,
And then number 2, we'd say was Spartan. Number 3, Maxi Dow. Those are the boys. 4, I'd say Viben and Nixa in the same bracket. So it's technically top 5, but 4 would be tied.
Yeah.
A bunch
We
of
have a
Dogs
bunch
of War
of
now. Yeah.
dogs now.
Yeah.
All right. Dogs of War.
Okay, so
Right.
let's start with number 1.
Are we gonna,
Who's your MVP?
Wait. Let's pick the best player from each of the top 5 teams.
Okay.
So your MVP per player, per
is,
team.
This is separate to our view on the top players.
Yes,
We're going to get to that. So
yes,
this is just
yes.
MVPs for the
Yeah.
teams. I'm going to go for
MVPs
MVP.
for the teams.
I'm going to start off with August, right? So I'm going to say MVP for
Okay, you go
August.
with August.
I would have to say it's Rob, just from a consistency base, right? He was always the one that you could turn to pick up the team and do what he needed to do at the time that he needed to. Right? Who have you got? Who have you got for Spartan? Or we're gonna do 1 for 1.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go for Spartan. You can. That was my team. I'll let you pick that one.
Okay, so Spartan. Oh no, you go.
I'll go for Nixa and the Viben team, and you can go for Spartan and Max's team. Okay, so you pick JJ. I will go for Nixa. I think it was Bevan. I think Bevan, he grinded the game. He played daily. He was always on the grind. Yes, he made some stupid plays, but in a weird way for him that works out, and he's a quick player. So for me, he was the MVP for Nixa.
Okay, and now I'll do Dal Maxi's side. Look, I'm actually going to go with Maxi because he's the one that comes to your mind. You know, like it's Maxi's team. That's the kind of thing you say. Yeah. So I'll go with Maxi for Dogs of War.
And then for Viben, I have to go with Java. I feel like after I snake Jar Jar from them, after I snake beats from them, they literally got a brilliant player in the likes of Java. And if you guys know him, he's the brain, right? He's the guy that makes the plays, makes all the moves. So he's definitely the MVP for me from that Viben team.
Absolutely, I think I would agree. Okay, so we got the last one as our second place for Spartan. Look, I'm gonna go with Heroes. As far as I understand, Heroes was on PS5 for this season.
Yes.
So the fact that he wasn't on PC and he put up the numbers that he did, especially in S&D, I really feel like I'd put Heroes as my top player for the side of Spartan.
Yeah, giving you more insight on that, I can't agree with you more. He's like I said about Java, the brains. Not too much brains, not even close to Java's, but he's got enough of it.
For sure.
Some good plays from him. He I think saved our SND when we needed him most. And then in the same category, I'll throw Beats in there too. Fucking Beats was probably the best AR in Vanguard. I don't think there was someone close to him until he stopped playing, obviously.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Okay, so we have our ideas of who we say the MVPs are, and I like them. I think we agreed with most of them. I will agree that I can actually go for a tied MVP for August with Lithium as well. Lithium, he put in the time, man. He was the one. He was the absolute grinder. Him and Rob, the SMGs, when they actually took over the map, it was in trouble. And the best series for me to watch was when it was Bev Cage versus Lithium Cage, and that was where I loved to see it happen, man. That's where you see crazy numbers.
Yeah, like again, if I could split it up into seasons, Rob season 1 and Lithium after that Middle State tournament just took off and started foxing people.
Okay, getting cheap prisons in. But to be fair, in all fairness, Lithium can actually attest to this. If I have any issues with my router, the first person I message is Dylan. I'm like, yo, I'm having some issues with my. Can you help me with my internet? He does. It's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So before we go into the whatever. I know everyone's waiting for us to put the players on the. There's 27 players on there that we're going to be putting onto the list. I counted them onto the tiers. Let's just quickly talk about the fact that we've lost two of the sort of heavyweights in the scene in South Africa. That being Rob and Levkov. Like, what's your opinions on the potential for next season developing?
I wouldn't say we've lost them because they've been around for so long in CODZA, and yes, they're not going to compete in ZA, but they're carrying our name out there, right? When they speak about Rob or Ollie, they're speaking about South Africa. Like
Exactly.
when they mention Rob, they're going to say the guy from South Africa. So again, he's carrying our name over there. I watched him play against F. yesterday in a tournament, and didn't go too well for them. But I think he's gonna make a good name for himself. I don't know about Ollie. I haven't seen too much or heard too much. But if he's got his brother next to him, helping him along the way and along the socials and getting in contact with the right people, like people say, it is a friend. What's a friendship league, but if you can keep him close, I think they can do really well, especially Rob. But yeah, it's difficult, especially also that he's on 60 ping constantly. And we know in South Africa, people shit in their pants if they're getting more than 15 ping. So I can just imagine how he feels.
In South Africa, yeah. Anyways, that's the can of worms. We'll talk about that when we get to our next online tournament. That's something that we can really get into depth with. And I'm pretty sure that Lithium is laughing in the back. He's like, I don't know what that even is. I don't know what 10 ping feels like. I'm down here, 5 ping, 6 ping.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I know that was a wrong term, and not lost. Absolutely, they're still here and they have a huge impact. Yeah. But what do you think for the team building for the next season? Like, what do you think that the top 5 might be? Do you think there's a potential for a bit of an upset
in South Africa? What you call an upset? Would you upset Lithium's team?
Lithium and Rahil aren't on top.
Yes, I think so. I really do think so. I think they've lost a valuable player, obviously in the likes of Rob. They lost a AR in the likes of Ollie. So, but they've replaced them with insane players themselves. I don't know how much they're going to click, but considering a lot of other teams sticking together, Nixa, I don't know, they've not announced anything, but I'm guessing they're sticking together. If they do and keep a premium on the AR, then yes, I think they can definitely upset there. Viben, obviously my team, I wouldn't be sitting with these players if I don't think they can be number 1. So I feel like they can also be right up there and contesting for the number 1 spot. But I just don't know who comes after 3rd and who comes 4th and 5th.
Oh, I mean, we just have to see. I think that we're going to have a new dawn in terms of teams for the next game, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the subscription there. I missed it. Mr. Reborn, I appreciate you. 9 months, we're having a baby. All right, so the time that everyone has been waiting for, guys. Now you can quickly hit a quick quick tweet with hashtag one shot. You'll come up below me now in this little spot down here. See if you can get as many people in here so we do this ranking. Look, these are the top players in our opinion. You have to take that with a bucket of salt. Obviously, I haven't played against them as much as Del Rey has, but I do cast a lot of them, and I have casted every single one of these players on the list at least once. So I think it's going to be a very, very good time. So go ahead, hit the tweets, get everyone in here. I know you're still here, Helix, lurking for some info. I'm not going to spill the beans on the next team for Nixa. I have a good idea of who that new player is going to be, but I'm not going to spill the beans in case they cut my head off behind the scenes. So let's not get into that. All right, so we'll start off. We'll give another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll be ready to get into the whole rating players thing.
Well, the thing, just touching on your fact, or not a fact, but if they do make a change, I've got a good feeling who that player is, and if it is that player, I'll be really excited to see how that plans out. I actually want to know if Jordan is still going to play, because I feel like Jordan Scorpio, if he loves the Call of Duty that he's playing, then he's a different beast.
couldn't
Yes,
agree
he
more.
had some good games this year, but that came down to him just being really skilled. But
He's got the brain turned
if he
on,
really
man.
likes the, yeah, if he likes the game, oh, dude, he's gonna be a different beast.
No, I couldn't agree more. Oh, okay. So Lithium is offering to spill the beans for 20 more viewers. Get as many people in here. People, get the tweets rolling. Get the tweets rolling.
Get them in.
See if anyone has tweeted anything whatsoever. No, not yet. Feels bad. Not a single person. Come on, people.
They're gonna do it right now when we start this, and you guys can. We'll share the link. Maybe Trout. I'll quickly go into the stream, and I will share the link to this tier list. And as we do them, you can do it yourself, and then post it on Twitter and hashtag #OneShot, and we'll bring up your tier list. On what you think, and we'll compare a bit and chat a bit about it. And if we think you're crazy, we'll tell you you're crazy. Let me see, actually, can get this
link in there. So I see
Yeah.
Dale's in the chat now. That's so funny because he doesn't even know who the new player is. Okay, Dale, I see you. Okay, so maybe it's not who I think it is. Maybe it's not who. Maybe we just talking some hot air here, but we'll just have to wait and see because the season is drawing close.
It is, and I can't wait. I am, dude. At this point, I just told you, I'm playing League of Legends. Do you know how much that takes out of a person that plays FPS to go play League of Legends?
Dude, I'm telling you.
And a boot at that, like it doesn't work.
Oh, facts. I got into the whole Apex and casting Apex thing was really awesome, and I really do love
Apex is lit. The ping, I just can't fucking take it. Valorant, I can't take the ping. I get the bliksem in for the ping. So if we can just get servers for that game, I'm telling you, Valorant will be the biggest esports in South Africa once that fucking game has ping servers in South Africa.
I reckon it has the potential to be up there. Seeing as though it's already got sponsors like Red Bull involved in South Africa. So I think there's huge potential there. Eddie, go ahead and shoot that link in the chat one more time. You guys can build the tier list with us. I suppose we've been talking around it for long enough. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. I'm just going to move the stream over to this side. Obviously, you guys won't be able to. You can see it now. I will show you what we're looking at. I want to make sure that we got the right. Oh, I don't have that lined up quite correctly yet. 2 seconds. And then that. All right, now Delray is in the correct spot. He doesn't look so funny anymore. Perfect. So
there we go.
This is going to be a dual sort of setup. You guys can see all the teams. Like I said, there are 27 people here. These are to the best of our...
And only 20 spots.
Yeah, so
if you don't make it on there, don't get buttered. It is just what it is, and I think we can do a consensual one between you and I. We can agree on some of them and move them around.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna let you pick who's the best in ZA.
I think
you'll start off.
I think
and then I'll tell you mine.
Okay, best in South Africa is SA. Look, I think that we shouldn't have the best in South Africa. I think that should be the S tier. That we could have more than one person in the best of SA. I think that it shouldn't be one person who's the best in SA. You know what I'm saying?
The top 5 is just as good. I just want that one guy.
Okay. Okay, so
let's give him his trophy.
No, that's fair. So we'll have that, and then we'll crown him. Eddie has a fantastic idea. He will have he can make a poll when we are down to sort of like the last 3 or 4 people who we aren't sure about being the best in South Africa, and then we can have like a whole. Can I change this to? Yeah, I can.
Yes, you can.
There we go. Perfect. That should be correct now. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to in this order, and if we don't like it,
everything is according to order. So if you're in front of the person, we think you were better at Vanguard.
So this is for Vanguard.
Emphasis on Vanguard. Yeah, emphasis on Vanguard.
Okay. That changes the game a little bit. Okay, so obviously, let's start off with a juicy vitals. Seeing as though you have a bit more of a closer relationship, I'll let you open up the floor. What are you feeling?
So with Vital's sub player, I think Vanguard was a bit too quick for him. He's a bit of a slower player compared to his other sub duo of Shellbot. So for me on my list, he would be around that top 15 area. I don't
15?
think if you look at the other subs, I don't think he is up there with him yet.
Yeah, okay, I agree. I'll take you Vital's top 15 for Vanguard. Cold War, I'd have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so in
Okay,
consensus,
so we can move them there.
in consensus, Vitals. If there are people in here, please, guys, this is just our opinions. don't roast us at the stake. Okay, Ryan's. As far as I'm aware, he came into the game very late in the season. I feel like when Vibrant sort of showed through, it felt like they sort of missed it a little bit. And when I first started casting COD in Modern Warfare, Ryan was someone that I was terrified of, because I used to play as well. And if we were talking about that game, I'd put him straight up into the top 10, maybe even top 5 back then. But in this game, seeing as though it was a bit of a late start for him, and maybe, like you said, it's not his exact game, I'd also put him in top 15. It's sort of around right there. What are you feeling?
So with Ryan, I actually don't have him in my top 20. I don't have him in my top 20. I'm keeping him on my list at the bottom, not on the list itself.
Okay.
Just for the fact that he was in a team, then he goes away, and he's inconsistent. He's here, then he's not, then he's playing, then he's not. So for me, Ryan doesn't make the top 20.
Okay. I'm going to put him... Actually, no. I'll agree with you on that. I almost put him in.
Okay.
I'll agree with you.
Okay.
I'll agree with you simply because of his inconsistency and the fact that he started late. And he didn't show up like in the previous cards, like you said. We're going to skip Lithium because obviously that's a contender for number 1 in South Africa. And I don't care what anyone says. He is going to be a contender. I wish... Can I change that? Because CODZA is incorrectly spelled.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. We know who he is, guys.
There's other... Well, we know who it is.
Okay, so we're going to go to Platty. Now, look, I've known Platty since Black Ops 4 because he was an Xbox player. And I'm going to be honest with you, he hasn't had the spotlight on him enough, because I really, in the heart of hearts, feel that Platty can be a top 5 player in South Africa. Genuine. I think that he has the brain for S&D to be top 5 and the gun skill to back it up in Respawn to put him top 5. But if we can meet in the middle, I'll be happy to put him in top 10, but nothing lower.
You might shoot me then, because I don't think he's on my list as well.
Platty isn't on your list.
No, you're okay. Well, this time I'll go with you. I'll go with you this time and say, okay, let's put him top 15.
Okay.
Right? Next to Vitals, I'll go with you. But I think when we get to the end of this list, he might not be on yours either.
Okay. For now, I'll meet you in the middle. I'll put him top 15 as well. I just think that he hasn't been in a team that can really let him shine. But in terms of stats and what he can put up, he can genuinely like close out if he had to. But you'll see the next game. I'm telling you, you'll see. I back Platty. I've known him, Ben. I've known him for a long time, and I've seen what he can do in Modern Warfare. When the Xbox merged with PlayStation, it was him. And I don't know if you guys remember Simonster. He was Simon. His what was his name, man? I forget his name on. We used to call him Simonster. Him and Platty were the 2 Xbox players that everyone said that could keep up with the PlayStation players. Anyways, so moving along, premium. What is your hot take on premium, man? I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of bad things. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put him on the list, eh?
It's a difficult one. I do have him on my list, but I have him in the top 20.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with you.
I've got
top
him,
20.
Yeah, I've got him right in on the top 20. For the only reason is, Nixa tried something different on playing him on a sub, and I feel like that was the completely wrong thing to do. But they tried something new, so it is what it is. So I'll definitely have premium there as an AR at top 20.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that one. Trizzle, another one that I didn't really see a lot of in Vanguard.
Yeah, he's definitely on my list. He good guy and all. He had a good stint at the beginning with Viben. Well, good I wouldn't overstatement was if I would say good. He was here nor there, so yeah, he doesn't make my list.
Okay, I'm not going to put Trizzy on the list either. I agree with you that he's he just wasn't there. That's a good way of putting it. I like that.
Yeah.
Scorpio. Yeah. I'm gonna go straight, put him in top 10. He's got to be there at the very least. What are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a good spot for Scorpio for now. I think, like I said to you, if he liked the game, I think I'd even put him higher, but he didn't. The grind wasn't really there. Yes, he even works, so he doesn't have too much to play, and like he was pivotal for Nixa for the way they played. So yeah, I think drop him top 10 was a good spot.
I think I agree. Top 10, maybe even top 5, depending on who you ask. Obviously, this is going to get some people heated, but I'm going to call Scorpio top 10 for this one. Okay, yeah. Sly. Is Sly and 999 not the same person? Chat?
No, I don't think they are.
Okay, I thought that they were.
Yeah. So for Sly, dude, I'll give you a short explanation about Sly. So with Viben, at the beginning of when Java joined Viben, they were unsure about who their fourth was going to be because they just dropped Drizzle. And knowing Java is one of the people that likes to give unexperienced players or players that's not on the limelight a shot to prove themselves. And Java is that typical character that likes to build someone up and make him better and make him, be someone. And Sly was one of those names that came up. I do think if they did pick him up, because eventually they picked up Enigma, and that was a good pickup in anyway, because they knew what they had in Jamin. But with Sly, I think if they did pick him up, I think he would have been really, really good. With all the 8s and the caps and the tournaments that we've played, he's always been the one that, on his team, he's always number one, and he's always trying the most, doing the most. So for Sly, right on the edge of my top 20.
I'd put him in top 20
right on
as
the
well.
edge to almost off. Yeah, he's right on the edge of, yeah.
I'll put him in top 20 as well. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Lee Java, the man that walked into Viben with a big brain, like you said, eh? So, what are we feeling? I'm thinking...
You can kick this one off.
I think in terms of stats, I wish we had more. Look, guys, this is another thing we're going to talk about. I think for the next game, I really would like to look into tracking stats. It's a good way of tracking skill. Obviously, it's not all of it, but I think hopefully for the next seasons, we'll be able to have a good look at all the spreadsheets of all the players that played in the tournaments, and then we can make a little bit more informed decision for when we do this next year, for the first season, obviously.
My only thing is with South Africa being heavily top dominated, I feel like when the top dogs play against the lower dogs, it's a riot, and it's 50 bombs here, 60 bombs there. Some people don't even try, so the stats, they're just stacking it. So when I made my list, I didn't go with stats. I just went on what I experienced throughout the year. Obviously my team playing, so I know how things went in scrims, how things went in tournaments, and yeah. So for Java, right in the beginning of top 10.
Yeah,
so he would be in front of Scorpio for me.
I'd put him there as well. Scorpio and Java, to me, they are very, very, very similar. I think that they're very good, and I think they're easily comparable to one another. Okay, Rahil, look, I'm not Rahil. If you're watching, he doesn't give a lot of interaction in the stream.
Easy, yeah.
Listen, I love you, man. You're a fantastic player, but I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think that you're the best in South Africa, but top 5 every day of the week.
I'm going to disagree. I think just for this game, for Vanguard, before I tell you where I put him for Vanguard, any other game, Rahil would be top 5, very close to the best in ZA. He's been doing it since after the 50-50 and with Caden, and he's really, really good. But for me, just for Vanguard, he'll be in my top 10 range.
Look, I'm gonna keep him as
Okay.
top 5. I'm gonna keep him as top 5 for now. He can obviously be taken out. There's 5 slots there. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm gonna keep Rahil top 5 for me. It doesn't matter in order here. These are obviously the guys. If you're in the top 10, whatever, it's interchangeable. Top 20, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll swap them out. At the end, you'll have our order.
Okay, so Adnan, the little demon from Ariel,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so little demon, new to the scene. Yeah, with the names that we have, he's not in my top 20.
He's not in your
Yet.
top 20 yet. Okay. We'll keep him down here to put him back in, because I agree with you in terms of experience. He might be tickling maybe not even number 21. But that's he's on the edge. He's definitely on the edge.
Yeah, like we said, he's inexperienced. He doesn't have the best teams, or he hasn't played with the best teams or the best players and whatever. I feel like maybe if that Dixer team, gives him a shot,
I'm gonna put him
and
in.
he plays in it, maybe he can be there. But for me at this stage, Nan's not there for me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna change my opinion. I'm gonna put him in. I think that he is insane on the controller, and I think that next season we're gonna see a lot of him. And he did put up really good numbers in Vanguard, so I'm gonna keep it this way. So it's all good. All right, 999. I really thought that that Sly and 999 were the same person for a long time, but my bad.
Dude, Trip 9 Slayer, crazy good, but not in my top 20.
Yeah, I'd agree with you in terms of out of this list. I wouldn't put 999 in the top 20 either.
Yeah.
Okay, Ollie. Now this is where things get a bit controversial when it comes to the Levkop brothers. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So for Ollie, I'm looking at the ARs now. Ollie premium top 20. I feel like Ollie is just that step ahead for me at premium on Vanguard. So I've got Ollie in my top 15.
That's exactly where I was going to put him.
Next to Platty.
Next to Platty. Okay, that side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I back you. Ollie definitely in the top 20, 100%. Just tickling at the top 10 and above, but I think that he'll be sitting top 15 as well. I agree. Schemes with the beams.
Dude, I don't think I've ever met a nicer dude than that guy. He's been on, the first time I met him was when he was playing for Vinco. Really nice guy. But, dude, I feel like if Schemes yet again had a very, very good team that could work well together and not change almost every week or every month, he would be touching my top 20 with a finger. So I'll put him top 20 for now.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd put him. He, like you said, he didn't have the platform to really show off his potential. You know what I mean? In this game, but it is there. So
yeah, I'm reading now. Delray, you sure putting him top 15? Who are you talking about? Ollie. All right, you can go on.
Okay. Mr. Frosty. In terms of S&D,
you go for this one.
Frosty in S&D is just a different human being, man. I'm gonna put him in my top 5. I can't not, just off of his S&D.
Okay, so Carl's really good, right? Everyone knows he's been around for ever, and he's beaming since 9 or 11 or I don't know when. But I actually have Frost in the top 10, not top 5. And some of you are going to say, Delra, you're crazy. But wait until you see my list, and then you'll say, okay, yo, Dallas, I think you might have something here. But, dude, Frosty, dude, he's so good.
I agree, man. Look, I'm going to keep him in my top 5. Watching him on S&D and in the respawn game modes after he had a good S&D, he just took over the map, man. So, like, I really feel like I'm going to...
He's really good. So.
I'm gonna stick to my gut on that one. I just feel that, man. I really feel that he's the man that you could turn to. Okay, Coach. Now, Coach was in Spartan, and then obviously things fell apart there, and he went down, and I believe he was picked up by Vibin for a bit, and then it sort of changed. I'm not sure where he ended up. Was he in Vibin at the end, or did he go to? There was another team that he played for as a pickup. I remember.
No, I don't think he was in Vibin. No, Vibin didn't pick him up. He played for, I don't know if he picked up for Ariel and a lot of teams, and then he started something. For me, Josh, coach, aged like wine, right? It was a process. At the end of it, he really came into it. So I'll probably put him on the edge of my top 20.
Okay, yeah. I just out of respect, and I got to put. He's always in the streams, and he plays well. And when he was on Spartan, he really did put up the numbers. I feel, and it was. I think that I'd also agree with you. Top 20. I'll put him right over here next to Premium. These guys. You guys look. Everyone in here is at least 10 times better than me. Trust me.
Listen, a lot of people are still gonna get off this list, so it's fine.
Heroes. I called him the MVP for Spartan. Played on old gen. The brains behind it. Was consistent throughout the whole season. It would be an injustice for me to not put him in the top 5.
Again, I agree with you. He's the brains he was the brains in Spartan. So with Beats. But again, I think if you look at my overall list, I've got him with Frost in top 10, but I think for him now in top 5, I really wanted a spot for him in top 5, but if you see mine, I think you'll see why. But I think for him now, top 5 is a good place.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you for now. All right. Beats. Well, let's go for Enigma. Let's do Enigma first.
Okay, it's Enigma. Yeah, on off. Enigma obviously then picked. He joined Vibin when Java joined them as well. Good player. I would put him in my top 15 with Vital Splatter and Ollie.
Yeah, for now. Well. Yeah.
Would you put him higher?
No, I wouldn't put him high. I wouldn't put him high.
Okay.
I wouldn't put him high. Absolutely. Right, I agree with you. I'll put Enigma in their top 15 as well. Mr. Beats.
Right. Dude, I can't talk more about this guy. He is probably at the beginning of this year, I think he was the best player in Vanguard. I feel like he was second to none. He was the best AR in the game, and then started playing, and some other players picked it up again where he left off and whatever. But Beats is definitely my top 5 for Vanguard.
Okay, I see you. I'm gonna put Beats top 10 behind Scorpio as well. I think that. Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't call him the best player at the beginning of the year. I think that he was very, very, very good, and he was a man to watch. But as the season progressed, and like you said, the grind stopped, I think he would have gone down there a little bit further.
Yeah, like the comment just said, Zuma even guessed Beats. So, if you got a guess from Zuma, you have to be up there. But I agree, Beats is insane.
Yeah, no, generally top 10, top 5, even interchangeable between the two, I'd say. Richie. I saw him in the chat a little bit earlier, I'm convinced.
Yeah. You can hit this one off with him.
Richie, he played on Aerial, if I'm not mistaken. He did. And he was really good, man. I remember the last tournament that I casted for them, he sent me a message. He was like, dude, Aerial's on their beamers today, and they were, man. So I really feel like Aerial crept their way in there quite properly. And I think that I'll put Richie but for me, he'll be between sort of like top 15, top 20. Did you put him on your list?
Yeah, Richie is my top 20.
Okay, yeah.
He's definitely at the end of my top 20. I don't think I'd take him out. He's one of the players in the T4, T5 teams that definitely, I think if he was in a better squad, he would excel even more. So yeah, he's definitely on my list.
Okay, well, I see Richie, in the chat, they're even saying top 10 easy. I think.
Nah.
I don't know. Look,
you're pushing it way too much.
15, top 20. Look, guys, it's all opinion based. Like I said, I wish I wish I had more stats and everything to go off of, and if I'd played in the games, it would have been a little bit different. Anyways,
all right, Gooi.
Mickey.
Okay, so for Mickey, everyone knows another guy that's been in the community forever. With Frosty all the way through, they've been a duo for so long. For me, Vanguard, I just felt like Mickey struggled on Vanguard. He had his games where he really pops off. But he, for me, just struggled on Vanguard, maybe with the pace. I don't know what it really was, but he's still in my top 20, so he's at the bottom of my top 20.
Okay, I'll give you. I'll put him in top 20, even top 15. Look, guys, I want to make
but
it
he's
clear.
definitely in front. He's definitely in front of my top 20.
Like, okay, look, for me, guys, I want you to know, for everyone in chat who's getting a bit fucking upset, this is an opinion-based thing, but also, on top of that, this, for me, then these aren't in order. This is just the tier. This had to be S tier, A tier. These would be tiers of player for Vanguard. For me.
So Trout and I am just, discussing this now as a whole, but at the end of this, right, I'll give you my list and we'll show it, and then you'll go solely off your list.
Yeah. So
and we say nothing. I'm not going to tell you anything. You're not going to tell me anything, and you're just going to create your top 20.
And then see how you guys would play it out, because this is obviously it is. Look, Maxi as well. Dogs to War. It's Maxi's teams, so.
Max top 5, no question about it.
Yeah,
I don't have to say anything else. He Max my top 5.
Okay, easy. That's an easy one.
Dude, he's him and his brother back and forth. I really hope Skara comes back to play again, but dude, fucking those two brothers know how to play Call of Duty, so he's definitely my top 5.
I'll call Maxi top 5 as well, easy. Any day of the week.
Otto, good player. I the one thing of Otto that I really do like is his communication. Even when you just listen to him or you play H with him, his comms are good and he's always a good vibe, and he's a very, very good player as well. And I've got him in my top 20.
Top 20. I'm gonna keep him top 15. I really like Pluto. He's a banger.
Okay.
And look, I would have put everyone on the list, but I feel like some of them aren't worthy of the top 20 just for Vanguard.
Well, we just have to look at it that there can only be 20 names on this list, because then ours is your top 20. So we're gonna, at the end of it, we'll hoist some people off.
Well, no, I think that I would keep it this way, that it is interchangeable. So I'm not going to put Ryan's 909 and Trizzle. I won't put on because I don't think that they'll be in this pile. Mage, look. I'm going to put Mage straight up here because, man, people had to turn to Mage. Like I said, this is interchangeable, but people had to turn to Mage on that the side of Nixer. He was the man. Everyone used to watch him. Like, that was the guy that used to pick it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for Mage, a very good player. I think him and Bevan play more or less the same type of COD. I think Bevs is a bit more crazy when it comes to the plays, and Mage more methodical, I would put it. But just with Bevs there at the bottom, I would put Bevs in my top 5 and Mage in my top 10. That's the only thing I would change. Not saying that they're bad, but Mage is really good. I just feel like for me, Bevs just had a bit of more impact in that Nixer team.
Okay.
Not saying Mage didn't. I just think Bevs had more.
Okay. No. I think that they can. These guys.
They can hold hands, man. They can be the same.
The top end of this and the bottom end of this are like pretty much like interchangeable, man. Those guys are really, really close together. Okay. Shellbot, we're gonna get to these three are the guys that we'll get to at the end.
Shellbot,
top 15.
I think I'll put him with his teammate on top 15.
Yeah, I'd put
Vitals.
Shellbot.
Yeah. I think that's a solid place for him to be. Yeah, some off games, but dude, when that guy pops off, he pops off. So yeah, he's a very good, definitely in the top 15.
I have to agree with you. Okay, so these three, Ryan's 999 and Trizzle, we said that are
they
not
can
going to
stay
be on
off.
the list. Okay, so now these guys are obviously at the very least in the top 5. Now, to me, this is the battle for best in SA, in my opinion.
So we'll take all three. I'll speak about all three and put them in, and then you can have your take on those as well. All three as a collective. The whole year, Lithium is my best in ZA, CODZA is my second best in ZA, and Bevan is in my top 5.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything else, but I just feel like Lithium had more impact on the game. I don't think this was Rob's best Call of Duty, but obviously not his best Call of Duty is still goddamn good. So Rob's my second, Lithium is my first, and Bevan is in my top 15.
Top 15? You mean top 5? Yeah, top 5. Oh, yeah,
top five.
Okay. Premium Cov's top 10. Yo, I don't know. I think that'd be an injustice, man. But Premium, I understand that you're upset that you're in top 20. But like, this is
Premium. I'll show you now after this. But yeah, go.
I'd even move him up, man. Honestly, like, there's a
yeah. Let him cry. There, he can wait.
No.
You
okay.
can wait.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you.
I want to see what you do.
I'm gonna put Lithium, then I'll put Cobs, and then I'll put Bevs. Like this.
Yeah, Cobs in front of Rahil.
Yeah. And then like this. Like that. That's how I would run it. And then these ones are a little bit more interchangeable. So I'm gonna put Mage here. And Maxi, I'll move him in here, maybe like that. Okay, so like I'm gonna move.
I'm leaving this to you now. I'm gonna sit back, right? I'm gonna sit back.
Okay,
create your list.
I'm gonna move Ollie up.
This is your list.
I'm gonna move Ollie up to top 10 because I think that perhaps we were a bit harsh on him. And then I'll also move Premium up because I feel like I might have been a bit harsh on him, and all eyes are on him to do crap, and I don't think that's quite fair. But other than this, I'm gonna leave it as it is. Okay, guys. So this for me, in order, I'd call this would be my top 5, top 6. Okay. But these ones are more interchangeable. But you guys are gonna get upset. this is where the people get upset. But listen, the link has been set in the chat. You guys can make the tier list yourself, and then we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, definitely. Talking about making people upset, I'm gonna give you my top 20.
Okay. In
exact order. So from 1 to 20. So more people are obviously gonna be off the list. I'll start at the top, Lithium.
Okay.
He stays there. I think he's had a very good season.
Okay, let me build. Let me build it so the chat can see it in. Okay, so Lithium 1.
Yeah, Lithium's definitely my number 1. Rob is my number 2. I don't think you can argue between those two. They can be interchangeable. Beats is my 3rd. I think he had Beats was insane. For me, the best AR in the game, and you can't have him anywhere else than that. I then put Max next to Beats. Max Institute. There's just I can't say more about Max. Max was fucking insane. Every team he plays with, he does incredible things. So I have Max there. Then I have Bevan.
Okay.
Bevan and Max is one of those two that you can swap around. I don't even care if you swap Max and Bevan around, but for that is my top 5. Okay. That's Lithium, Covs, Beach, Max, and Bevs. Then my top 10 is Java first.
Okay.
I've got Hero second.
Okay.
I've got Frosty next to him. I've got Mage next to him, and I've got Rahil next to him.
Rahil moved down to
next to Mage.
Yeah, next to Mage before Scorpio.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So then that's my top 20 or top 10 of Java, Heroes, Frosty, Mage, and Rahil.
Okay.
Then my top 10, I would go Vitals, I would go Ollie.
Ollie on.
You can move.
Yeah, okay,
Ollie
okay.
next to Vitals. I'm gonna move Scorpio next to Ollie.
Okay. Helix.
Damn.
I can't right now. And I hope somebody got a screenshot of my tier list when it was done.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I'll take Scorpio there. Next to Scorpio, I will have Shellbot. Yeah, just one next to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will have Premium Jola.
After Shellbot.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Then my top 20 is Mickey,
Okay.
Jameen, Enigma,
Yeah.
Pluto, Schemes, and Richie.
Schemes and Richie, and then the rest of the Adnan, Sly. That's it.
Let me just look at that again, Mickey. I think I'll stick with that. Now I'll give you my reasoning.
We've
From
got
the
one
top,
too many
Lithium,
and plenty off here. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. So Lithium, obviously, you guys can't deny good player. He puts up numbers. Rob can't deny very good player. I feel like Beats, and why I have Beats in front of Max and Bevan. I feel like Beats has had a fantastic year, so I think he's in front of them, and he was the MVP, I'm not mistaken, of the one tournament where Bevs claimed it off a poll on Twitter. So you can claim it if you want, but Beats, Max, Bevs, like Bevs has to be in my top 5. Like Vanguard was literally made for this kid. Java, brilliant player, top 10. Heroes has to be top 10. Frosty has to be top 10. So has Mage, so has Raheel. That top 10, I don't think anyone can put in someone else. That top 10 is literally swap and change as you wish. But that top 10 is the best you're going to get. Top 15, Vitals, Ollie, Scorpio, Shellbot, Premium. I don't think you can really deny too much about that. And then Mickey, Enigma, Pluto, Schemes, Richie. You can maybe put Coach instead of Richie, Slyer instead of Richie, but yeah, I think that is my list.
All right, so you heard it here first. Helix.
Come tell me on Twitter. You are completely wrong. You're delusional. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, and you put your list up there so I can see.
Okay, yeah. So this is Del Ray's one. Unfortunately, Helix, you'll have to watch back in the stream for what I thought that mine would be. It's a little bit different to this. I also don't believe in knocking out all these players that there's a set top 20. I feel like it'd be easier to rank these as sort of like S tier, A tier. I like that a little bit more, so that's how I did my list, a little bit different.
I just went straight to top 20. So.
Del Rey went for the fucking jugular, guys. He was out here. He was out here to fucking break hearts, man. I'm telling you. Okay, yeah.
Just a reminder that this is just Vanguard. Like we all said, this game is shit, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. No. Leah, I'll do it again. Okay, so I might as well. So I'll do this for the top 5. Look, and I think that I'll have more players up here as well. I still will stick with the best in ZA being Lithium. These two completely interchangeable. I think that even these three together could be like the S tier players in South Africa at the moment. And then I'll move Mage up top here, Raheel as well. I'd move Maxi down. Everyone's going to get pissed by that, but I'd move Maxi into top 10. My top 10 is also looking good here. Let's see. I put Platty back in top 15. Adnan and Sly, I'd move them back into top 20. So in terms of tier lists, this is how I would rate them in terms of skill level, not exact placement. So I would put, this would be like S tier or best in South Africa. I'd still call or Lithium number 1. And then from here, this would be level of play. top 5 in the country. Any one of these guys could be top 5 behind him, behind Mr. Lithium. And then top 10, obviously these guys, I can even move a few players up. I'll put Scorpio top 10. That would be an injustice. Between him and Ollie, I might even move Ollie up to top 10 as well. So these guys, sort of like that. Okay, no. Let me not move it around too much. I'll leave it at this. Okay, so now's the time. Take fucking screenshots, whatever you need, clip it. You guys can call me delusional. This is all opinion based, like I said, and it'll be very different for the next season when it comes in. Everyone lost full against 8s playing against Josh.
Everyone go to Twitter right now. Go to CODZA and tell me if that's a W or an L list. And don't just tell me that. Tell me what you would change, because I like to pick your mind, and tell me what you would have changed, and make sure it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in order.
This is the final one. Sorry, Coach. I don't want to disrespect you, my boy. You on there absolutely. Just because you had a bit, you were hard done by maybe a little bit in the beginning of the year. I'll keep you in top 20. That's where. So guys, this is just more tier list for me. It's not really an exact number.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd put these players in my opinion. Please feel free to roast me however you want to do it. It's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. W or L?
Yeah, do it.
Lithium equals best internet. Hey.
Yeah, no, he's a list on his own. He's there on his own. Dude, did you see, I don't know if you played the beta or how much you've played, but did you see there's some, okay, well, we're going to talk about the beta now, but I have a feeling there isn't any dedicated service, because some players literally get 1 ping. And if you get 1 ping, you're telling me you're hosting that game.
No, I think.
Like 1.
On my lowest pings, I get like
mad.
15 or 16, and I saw people in there with 5, 4
Yes.
ping. So
It's fucking mad. Like, listen here, I'm telling you guys now, we GAing Joburg service. We are done. We are done with Joburg servers. Like, damn. When I played on the PlayStation, all I got was PlayStation servers. So I'm here on 50 ping compared to these people on 1 ping, and I'm getting absolutely slaughtered on PlayStation. It was different when I came onto PC, because then other people got slaughtered.
Look, I love the game. I'm gonna be honest. I thought time to kill. All right, might as well go into that. Everyone you got a good look at our tier lists. That's what we got for you. We'll move away from it a little bit more, and then we'll revisit the tier lists at the end of next season. So probably around about the same time, maybe even a little bit earlier in the year. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, so back to the original. Let's talk about.
I just love him, dude. How he goes, he can't stand that guy. It makes for a good story. I love it.
Yeah, I know. I think I gotta admit, my favorite my favorite comment that I ever heard from Premium is, or no, it was either Bevan or Premium.
It was Bevan in the chat. Shut up, I can't remember exactly what it was.
No, it was it was when I think it was Cobb shooting bodies, and then Bevan was like, "What is this ogre doing shooting my bodies?" And I was like, "That is hilarious, dude." Oh man, that's so funny. Gotta love the memes that come out of it. Anyways, okay, guys, we're gonna move along to our second last section for the evening. I have load shedding at 9, so we're gonna sort of round things out here a little bit. We have been live for over an hour and a half, so it's pretty good for the first one. 50 views, you guys are legends. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the beta. Talk us through, because I know both of us tried it out on PlayStation, and what was your thought going back to console a little bit?
Good. If you've seen my Twitter, it was absolutely horrible. I like hats off to people playing on console still. Like, going from my setup to console was fucking ass. I would never ever do it again. I would rather have, if you gave me the chance again to do it, I wouldn't take it. But on console, the game plays totally different to playing on PC. I don't know how other people do it, but hats off to people like Heroes that does it.
Well, I think that's important to note, that if you haven't actually moved over to PC and you stuck to it, I think then you have the potential to hit your skill ceiling easily on console. I moved off of an Xbox controller. This is what I play with normally, guys. So if you're wondering, this is what I play with when I used to compete. I used to have the Elite Series 2, and this is an Xbox controller. And then I moved over to a default PlayStation 5 controller to play, and let me tell you, I got worked. Dude, I got worked every day of the week because equipment, man, it makes a difference. It's the same thing. Moving off of PC to a console. I'm just not a big fan of the OS of consoles, but overall, I played in 4K on the PlayStation, played in 1440p and 1080p just to try to see how the game performed. And I'm gonna be honest, man, it played really well. When I played on 1440p, I got 120 frames because my monitor could obviously take it. And the 4K TV that we got in the lounge, 60 hertz, it would easily hit 60 hertz on the PlayStation as well. So like, I think that console, I respect you guys for playing, but then when I got onto it on PC, man, and they had a little bit of time to tweak it, because I remember in the beta when I first started playing on PlayStation, you walk in there, you evaporate. Like you walk around the corner, it's like dead. And then they tweaked it a little bit in the full game, well not the full game, the PC beta, and I appreciate it more. I need to make this clear. This is the one thing I'll say about the movement. Just because you move around like a crackhead doesn't mean you're good at that game, because you can still get worked by somebody who has the MP5 who shouldn't have it, but you know how it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, as a whole, if we just talk about the beta as a whole, I actually made a list, and you guys can chip in the chat if you have any more things that you liked or disliked or whatever. But I'm just gonna go through my list that I have here, and I'm just gonna go with the likes. So I really did like the new maps. It was that conventional three-way system. Most of the maps, like the conventional COD maps, where we have a three-lane system, left, right, mid, that I really liked. So it's something new. I really hope this is one of the CODs where they don't bring back old maps. Yes, it was nice, but I like the refreshing.
I think that you should definitely take
of
into
new
your
maps.
breath that there are going to be a lot of remakes, specifically from Modern Warfare 2. We're going to see Favela. We're going to see High Rise. We're probably going to see, what are the other really big, iconic Modern Warfare 2? Those, to me, I think that it'll be an injustice for them not to put Favela and High Rise back into it.
So, wait, actually want to ask you, is there a way to refresh Ninja?
OBS Ninja.
Just refresh. Just refresh.
I'll give it a quick re-hit there.
No, but on my side, I think it's, I don't know if it's me.
Let's see. I hit a quick refresh. Maybe that comes right. There we go. That's a bit better. Looking good. Looking good.
I'll see now on the stream myself. But okay, yeah. Getting back to the likes. Let me see. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. So back to the likes. Gunplay was. Dude, it felt so good to run with a proper weapon, and dude, just the movement of the gun, the way you bring up the gun, how the gun sits, and it just felt like and it felt like I was actually holding a proper gun. You know, it wasn't little MP5s in your hands, fucking sprinting around corners, cameraing everyone. So that felt really good. There's no slide canceling. A lot of people asked me, after playing the beta, it probably plays very slow considering there's no slide cancel. And actually not. The game space is really good. Even though there's no slide cancel, that dolphin dive is quite far. You can actually
there is a slide cancel.
Jump quite far. Yeah, I know they or the pros, Shotzi and Scump and everyone try to figure one out, and I can see a lot of people trying it. But one of the things that they're going to need to change is just to tweak it a bit and make sure that doesn't come back. But I liked it not being there. It felt really good. Didn't play too slow. That most of our minds had it's going to play slow, but it wasn't. It was really good. As I said, the pace of the game and the audio was really nice, dude. You could hear everything. The gun sound was brilliant. The bass was insane. I felt like I was in a movie or shooting the gun myself.
I agree with the audio in terms of gunplay. Sound great. I think they need to tone down.
Yeah, but not the footsteps.
I was going to say, they need to tone down those footsteps. I do not want to be a fucking elephant on the map.
Yeah.
This chick, you know how many kill cams I was watching? I was like, run around the corner, this one could be like, it just absolutely murked me because you could hear me from 2 kilometers.
And just to go with that, dead silence not being a perk. Fuck, we're already as loud as fucking God know name what. And now we don't have Dead Silence as a perk. It's a fucking field upgrade. So that's the one thing that needs to change ASAP, because I can't see how S&D is going to be played without that. People are going to sit at the back of their spawns until they have a field upgrade. So
It'll play
that
like
needs
one
to change.
I think.
Yeah, I more or less, yeah. And then the other thing I really liked was the colors. The game actually looked vibrant. It looked nice. There was colors. I could see a green, a yellow. The other cards, I felt like I had, what do they call it when you can't see? You think it's red, but it's actually yellow and
Colorblind?
like colorblind or whatever. But dude, like this game's color is actually quite
genuine.
nice.
I agree. I think that it looks like a nice sort of like like crayon version of Modern Warfare 2019. I'll add on to the gunplay a little bit. I really liked it. I think the TTK is a little bit too fast. I think an easy fix to that is give everyone an additional 25 HP. That'll sort it out really, really quickly. Yo, guys, sorry about my camera. It's freaking out a little bit, but 25 HP, I think will just give it a little bit more maneuverability, especially for the SMG players, because there's got to be maneuverability to actually work someone. And I like how the guns, in terms of movement, made you feel. If you're an AR player, you had to play like it was an AR. I was playing with Eddie, and Eddie was trying to use my AR class, and when I stopped playing competitively, it was on a AR role, and I learned how to build a gun so that you can't like absolutely rush everyone. Eddie plays SMG, picks up my AR class. He's like, dude, what's wrong with your class? But I'm like, how are you playing? He's like, no, I'm running at them. I'm like, you're an idiot. So obviously you're going to be punished. So I like that. I feel like the game is built around having potentially a good mid-range in-between weapon. Hopefully we get to see an actual flex come into place, not just another AR that runs as an SMG, and then SMG feels like SMGs that you move quickly, you can get some good kills in there, and I think that there's a lot of potential. Like I said, TTK and footsteps. And for those who are hardcore grinders on the pub side of thing, I'm equally as angry with you about the known radar pings, because I'm planning a 24-hour stream to start off with, and I'm gonna grind that game, and like it's
I'm eating it with you, so I'm with that. I'm on that dark matter grind as soon as the game drops. I don't care how it looks, but I'm on that grind. But yeah, the minimap, dude, for me, my question is always, why do you want to change something that works? You know that the minimap's working perfectly fine with red dots on it. Why change it? Same thing with Dead Silence. You know Dead Silence works as a perk. Why change it? I feel like these devs go to the social media guy and say, yo, do you want some more clicks or more views? Then we'll do something stupid and everyone can tweet about it. And then we'll get some more hits. I feel like that's what they're doing. But yeah, I just don't know why. It feels like they're fucking in South Africa. Like they're breaking shit that's not broken.
Yeah, like...
So the minimap, it's the one that needs to come back. Dead Silence needs to be a perk. TTK needs to be a higher. Footsteps needs to be lowered. It's way too loud. And then the snaking, oh my goodness!
Oh, I was one of them. It felt so good. I don't care about. I want it gone. I want it gone, but you can do two phase up.
Dude, that snaking, yeah, exactly. That snaking was mad. And even when you're hanging on the ledge, you can pick up, dude. I don't know, dude. They need to do something about that, because that was quite hectic. And then a simple thing is they need to simplify the main menu, because
facts.
I don't know what they're thinking. Click here, and then if you back out, then you can see everything. Go here, and with the
UI is a bit
in the
wacky.
same breath, the gunsmith. Like, I know they're trying something new with receivers, but holy shit, just make it a bit easier so we can know what you need. A degree to figure out what the fuck goes where.
Facts though. So it does feel that way.
So main menu, simplify. I think it was one of the Optic podcasts where they just chatted and they showed how the previous menus look. It was literally online, ranked, and custom, and store. That's it. You know exactly where you're going to go, right? You don't have to go in here to go to another place, to actually play. If I wanted to play, it was one button and I'm in. So that's one thing. And then, holy fuck, I've seen Jesus at least 20 times when I was playing. Because when I get flashbang, I'm fucking in heaven.
You get flashback from.
So-
But Vanguard was like that too. Remember at the start.
Yeah. So they need stuns and flashes, dude. Those things need to be nerfed, and the radius of nades just needs to be nerfed a bit, because even those nades, dude, they blow you
very
up
strong.
to smithereens.
Yeah, I'll agree.
But that's the only things I would say they need to change. It was a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. I don't think it's too difficult to fix. I think their biggest difficulty would probably with the TTK. I think it's probably their biggest fix. I feel like the minimap is quite easy to fix. But other than that, I felt like this Call of Duty beta was better run than any other COD I think I've played in a while. I think I can remember with Vanguard how much problems we had from connecting and we had way more dev errors in Vanguard than I had playing this game. Yes, I had a couple in this game, but it is a beta and it's going to happen. But I feel like this was a bit more complete. And just thinking about it, we actually have trophies, so that's a good
facts,
plus too.
Actually, facts. No, I agree. But I think that the fact that it's a 2-year game cycle it's put us in a good stead for potential updates, and they will try to fix it along the lines. The fact that the CDL is moving early, we'll get to see what the meta is going to be, and I really feel like the meta is going to change a lot because it is a 2-year game cycle. They're going to have to allow DLC weapons. There's no ways they can't.
Yeah, and DLC maps.
Exactly.
That's obviously they're going to have to. And I feel like, and you can quote me on this because I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like we're going to play our first year until major, because there's 5 majors and then probably the COD champs, and then they take a break and it will be 5 majors again and then a COD champs if they have 2 COD champs. But I feel like after that COD champ area where they go into the next the next 5 majors, there will be a mode change. I feel like the modes will swap around and change around. But the one I think Hardpoint will obviously stay, S&D will stay. The third one will change. But I hope, I really do hope,
please.
I really do hope it is CTF. Please, dear lords, please put CTF in this game. You need a brain to play it. You can't just run. The footsteps are going to be loud as hell. You can hear where they're going. And I hope, your dead silence is going to be important in CTF as well. So please, just CTF. And just not Dom.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I agree. Eddie makes a good point there. I've got load shedding in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I agree, man. I think that we could talk about the third game mode. I want it to be Control or CTF, but I don't want it to be fucking domination. I'll go hit everyone at the CDL with a stick if they choose it's fucking domination. Yeah. Anyways, okay, guys. So the last thing that we're going to cover in the last 5 minutes here is going to be the schedule. So we had a long chat about it. It's not going to be set. I think that's important to note. We will do the podcast when it is necessary. So if there's tournaments, we'll do them pretty much every day and recap the day of tournaments. That way we can talk about stats, we can talk about what to expect, how the casting went, how the matches played out, things like that. We can do them on a time-to-time basis. And then when it's like now in the off season, we obviously have the next one, the next big tournament that we can talk about is going to be the throwback tournament, and you guys better go fucking sign up for that. The last link in the chat. But other than that, I think we're going to try for every 2 weeks, once on my channel, once on Delray's channel, and we'll just go backwards and forwards the whole time. And then we'll be putting it on our YouTubes as well. So there will always be somewhere that you can pick up this. Music is all in CS. It's just we're aiming for the sky's the limit here, guys. Discords, Twitter. We're going to try our best.
Exactly that. And guys, if you like the series and want to keep it going, you need to interact. Go to Twitter, blow it up, keep to a hashtag one shot, hashtag CODZA. Keep on pushing that social media. And like Trout said, we'll go live. Think of this like the flank, right? That Zuma is running is live after every single tournament match or tournament day, I would say, and then speak about the players and how things went down. We'll re-look at the clips and whatnot. And then sometimes we'll have emergency one-shots where something happened, Bevs told Mage to go fuck himself, and now Bevs joins Lithium and becomes the best team in ZA. So, then we have to have that that chat, and maybe we get some people in. But yeah, we're gonna get some guests, so we'll probably see that the next tournament.
Absolutely.
The next episode.
And like you said, we'll open the floor for who you think is going to be good. We'll probably put a poll up on the thing. I would like to aim for the big dogs, so Barry and Holden. I think if we could get them in for the first couple of episodes, that would be dope. So we can look forward to maybe something at the end of the year. I really don't know. There's a lot of rumors and everything going around, but guys, look, as much as Helix said it at Comic-Con, he'd give his kidney for a LAN. I'd give both my kidneys for a LAN at the end of the year to kick off Modern Warfare correct. But
yes,
that is enough said from us. It has been a fantastic first episode. Impressions, 50 plus views, Monday night in load shedding. Come on.
In load shedding. Couldn't ask for anything more. So again, echo what Trout said. Thank you very much for everyone for watching. This is just the first one. It's going to get even bigger than this, and get ready for Modern Warfare 2 because it's going to be an epic season.
And guys, thanks again for tuning in. Wouldn't be possible without the support that you guys have, all the subscriptions. We're going to send over that love to Delray on the next one, and we will catch you all very soon. And hopefully the next one will have a guest here, like we said. But other than that, catch you. Cheers.